Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mordecai the Hunter, and I'm here to help you shoot better at cowboy action. Today, I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about staged pistols and give you a couple of tips on how to be more efficient, which should hopefully reduce your overall time. This video is going to be mostly for folks that shoot their pistols with two hands. It can work if you're a duelist that shoots with the same hand, but this probably won't be helpful for, let's say, gunfighters. And I did try to call out left-handed stuff, but you may still have to do some translating, so sorry about that, lefties. If you're just starting out or have never heard of this before, it basically means that the pistols have to start on a table somewhere rather than in your holsters. And usually it also comes with a note that says you can restage the pistols or return them to leather, which in other words just means that you can put them back on the table after firing or put them into your holsters. This isn't something that will necessarily appear in all of your monthly matches or competitions, but knowing how to approach it and having a little practice is still a good thing to have in your toolbox. For the purposes of this video, we are going to assume that the pistols are staged together. I guess now that I've made a point to say that, I'll run into split staged pistols somewhere, but I think that might even be easier since anytime it's split pistols from the holster, I always seem to forget which one to draw. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, let's start off with how to place the guns on the table. Now, I know this may sound a little silly, but there are a few things to keep in mind here. First off, for all you gamers out there, the entire gun, including the grip, has to be on the surface of the table. I know we usually stage long guns with the stock hanging off, but you can't do that with pistols for safety reasons. I'll also mention that the 170 rule still applies here, so just keep that in mind. I can't imagine an advantage to not having the barrels pointed downrange anyway, but I didn't want you to get any wild ideas. One of the most common things I see when we have staged pistols is that new shooters will walk up, pull both pistols from their holsters, and just slap them down on the table. Which makes sense, right? If you're pulling from double strong side holsters, you have one grip facing to the left and one facing to the right. And if you're used to having to transfer that left pistol to your right hand, that totally makes sense. But let's think about this for a second. I'm right-hand dominant, so the gun on the right is in the perfect position for me to pick it up and go. But what about the second pistol? I don't have to pick it up with my left hand because it's not on the other side of my body. It's right here where I can reach it with my right hand. So rather than doing a transfer with my left hand, I can just roll it over, and now I can pick it up with my right hand. And it's the same idea for left-handed folks. You just roll the other one over and have the grips facing your left hand instead. It's kind of the same idea behind cross-draw holsters, where you're always grabbing the grip of the gun with your dominant hand rather than having to shoot with your weak hand or do a transfer. And conveniently, that takes us to the next tip, which is how to transfer from one gun to the other. Another thing I see a lot is folks get the staging correct, but then when going from the first pistol to the second, they're only using their right hand and their left hand just kind of floats around doing nothing. So don't let your left hand be lazy, let's put it to work. Rather than having two motions where you put the first gun down and then pick up the second with the same hand, we want to combine these into one smooth action. So we're going to start off here with the first gun on the left. Once you have finished firing off your 5 rounds, we transfer this to your left hand so that we can free up the right hand to go for the next pistol. So we're going to grab the frame with your left hand, which allows you to let go of the pistol grip with your right hand. Roll your hands so that the palms are face down. And now you can push the first pistol down with your left hand while reaching for the second pistol with your right hand. So once again, grip the frame of the pistol with your left hand, let go with the right hand, and then you can go back to the table. This also works with the final pistol when moving on to a long gun. Grip with the left, let go with the right, and then back to the stock of the long gun. This probably feels familiar to you if you're used to cross-draw holsters, but if you're a double strong side shooter like me, it may take some time and a few fumbles during a monthly match to get it down. I had to really concentrate on this technique and started off slow and deliberate before I was able to speed it up on the clock. By the way, here's a friendly reminder not to get discouraged when you try new things at a monthly match. Getting experience trying something under pressure is kind of the whole point, and your posse can give you advice, recommendations, or cheer you on as you advance your skill set. I'll also mention here that if you don't already, you should absolutely have someone video you while you're shooting. Not only is it a lot of fun to post the best stages on social media, but it will also give you insight into where you're losing time. Well, I guess that's it for today. Let me know in the comments if you thought this was helpful or have suggestions. If it's a good idea and within my skill set, maybe I'll make a video and call you out. Or don't hesitate to say hi if you see me in the wild. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see y'all on the range.